Okay, guys, I have cracked the code on how you can earn weekly dividend payouts using this strategy that I'm going to be dropping. Right now, I'm all about cash flow. I'm all about putting your money to work and then just collecting it every single week. So, I'm going to walk you through a strategy where you can build your portfolio in a way that every single week you're going to be earning dividend. No more earning dividend every 3 months. No, that's so 2020, right? In 2025, the way you need to be making money is making dividends every single week. So I'm going to walk you through how I've built my portfolio around this strategy. And hopefully you can learn something, and hopefully you can also implement a similar strategy for your own portfolio. Okay, so since you're interested in earning weekly dividend payouts, you're going to have to build your strategy around the YieldMax ETF portfolio. So they have 43 ETFs in their portfolio, and I'm going to walk you through how you can build your own portfolio so that every single week of the month, you're essentially earning distribution. All right. So if you go on the YieldMax website, and if you go under distribution schedule, as you can see, you can then scroll down. And what they will show you, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, is you can see you have these groups. And you can actually even print it out, right? So you can see Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, right? So you have all these different groups of the YieldMax portfolio, right? So what these groups illustrate is they illustrate when each ETF will be distributing their dividends. So think of it this way. Let's say the one in Group 1, in Group A, they distribute their dividends in week 1 of the month. So essentially, if you were to then buy one of these ETFs, you essentially know that the first week of the month, you're going to be making a dividend payout from that particular ETF. Now, week 2, you get a payout from Group B, right? So essentially, now you can then say, okay, I'm going to buy an ETF from Group A, I'm going to buy an ETF from Group B, Group C, Group D, and so forth. And that would ensure that every single week of the month, you're getting a dividend payout. Now, I'm going to walk you through the ones that I like. And essentially, what I'm sharing is just for educational purposes. You guys can build your own portfolio based on your own goals and financial horizon and also risk tolerance. So the way I've built my portfolio is that in week 1, right? So Group A, I go with the TSLY ETF. So this is a Tesla ETF. We're going to take a look into it in a minute, but that's what I have for week 1. For Group B, which I'm considering week 2, I have NVDY. So I have TSLY for Group A, NVDY for Group B. And then for Group C, I have CONY. This is for Coinbase. And by the way, this is for NVIDIA, if you couldn't tell. So this is a Coinbase ETF, and we're going to take a look at it in a minute as well. That's what I have for Group C. And then for Group D, I have MSTY, and this is the one for MicroStrategy. So we're going to dive into all 4 of these, and you're going to see their dividend yields, the dividend payouts that they've made, and then you'll be able to see how each week of the month I am able to essentially make dividends coming in from these ETFs. So first up from Group A is TSLY. As you can see, very, very strong dividend yield, 117%. Very relatively cheap. It's costing $9.31. But pay attention to this. Over the last 12 months, they have paid out $10.81 per share in dividends, meaning you would have actually made more in dividends over the last 12 months than what you would have actually paid to actually buy the position, right? So that's a very good place that you want to be. Now, if we were to look at the dates in which they pay payouts, you can see their dividends were declared on the 15th and they paid on May 16th. So literally a couple of days ago, because today is May 20th. So about 4 days ago, you'd have earned your dividend, right? So this is a really good example of how you could then be making distributions over time. So next up is NVDY. So this is the one in Group B. So it goes right now around close to $17 per share, so slightly higher than the Tesla one, the TSLY. And if you take a look at their dividend yield, quite strong, almost 100%. So they've paid out almost $6 in dividends per share. And right now, as you saw, the price is $16.80. But you can see they declared dividends that is going to go out on the 24th. Sorry, this was the 24th of April. And then on the 25th of April, the payout is going to come out. So for the month of May, it's going to be more or less the same timing, right? Around the 25th, 26th, 27th is when the payout is going to be coming. So you can now see, like, you took your dividend on the 16th for TSLY, and around the 25th, 26th, you're getting your dividend payout for NVDY. So that's how you're now earning these dividend payments every single week. Now, for Group C, we have CONY, and this is an ETF for Coinbase. Again, it's on the cheaper side. It's about $8. Very, very, very high dividend yield. So, $8 per share right now, but over the last 12 months, they've paid out $13 in dividend, which is 150% in dividend payouts. And these guys actually they declared their dividends early. As you can see, the last payout was May 1st. So the very first week of the month, you'd have received your dividend payout. So you can see May 2nd is when they paid. So the last payout was about 65 cents per share, which is not bad, which was actually an increase from the previous month. So really, really good story there with regards to CONY. Now, if you look at the last one, which is MSTY, MSTY is the most expensive one out of the lists that I particularly have in my portfolio. And MSTY is an ETF for MSTR. And if you look, they have 127% dividend yield. They've paid over $30 per share, when right now the current price of the ETF is 23. So that's also quite solid in terms of cash flow. And if you pay attention, they paid their dividend on May 9th. So essentially, you have CONY pay you out first or second day of the month. A week later, you're getting a payout from MSTY. And then the following week, you're getting your payout from TSLY. And then the week after that, you have NVDY paying you dividends. So that's how you can literally leverage the YieldMax stock portfolio for you to be able to know when you can get dividends, and so that you can get dividends every single month. So to recap, I have TSLY in my portfolio. I have NVDY in my portfolio. I also have CONY in my portfolio. And then last but not least, I have MSTY in my portfolio. Now, I'm not saying you guys should go and buy these specific ones. You should definitely research and figure out which one works the best for you and your portfolio based on your goals and your risk tolerance, as well as the time horizon you want to be generating cash flow. And the information that I'm sharing with you really and truly is for educational purposes. So now you can then kind of like go in and dive in and figure out what's the best for you. So like I said, if the goal is to be making money every single week from dividend payouts, following this strategy where you buy at least one from each group will set you up in a way that every single week of the month you're making dividend. So in the comments, let me know what action you end up taking, or if you're already deploying this strategy, which ones you have in your portfolio. For me, I'm deploying this strategy so that I could just generate the cash flow, because we're kind of like in very uncertain times right now. So if I'm just putting my assets in cash flowing, if I'm putting my money in cash flowing assets, I think that's the smart thing to do. So in the comments, let me know. Feel free to like and share the video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. And I'll see you guys at the top. Take care.